come a long way not to go back. I've beaten every single Elite Four member, and now the only person left is the champion. So, you finally made it. Of course I made it, and now I'm here to defeat you. And once I do become champion in this region, I'm gonna move out of my mom's basement, drop out of school, and start making this bread. Well, those are some pretty inspiring words for a trainer. However, I hear the same thing every day. From the typical trainer I beat every day, to your typical SoundCloud rapper that always flood the comment sections of Instagram, asking if their music is good or not. And well, you're nothing special. Wait, what? No, that can't be true. Now turn around and face me like a real man. Well, you see, the problem is that I'm not actually a man. You see, I'm the one fear that you've been holding back. The one problem in your life that you can never solve or fix. Wait, no, it's not you, is it? Indeed, it is me. Or, how I should say, us.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？もうは匠でギゼブ。
So, where have I? If you're new to my channel, welcome. Basically, if you already don't know, basically I had a channel for probably almost 2 years. Last time I uploaded a video was probably a year and a half ago. But I mean, I haven't been really active because school. I typically, at the time I was animating videos, animations take generally too long. And I actually had a video last year, because funny, we're 2020, so it's only last year, in June, that took me 8 months to make, and my computer was just trash, so that never got put up. And then I had another video which may possibly go up, maybe not, but that video, same thing, my computer kept crashing, so it just couldn't go up. So I decided 2020, we know we're gonna move different. So basically, I'm back in school in January, so I'm gonna have a lot of time restricted to even make videos. So basically, from now until April, the plan is I'm trying to put out more of myself in front of the camera. I don't really like being in front of the camera, but I'm trying to do that a lot more. So I'm trying to do a lot more story times that we're gonna go into, probably some reaction stuff if I get around to it. But yeah, but at minimum, expect at least one video a month, hopefully. I don't know, but at least one video or 2 to 3 videos a month. Yeah, at least until April. This story is around me working at McDonald's. If you know me, you know that I worked at a particular, pretty much infamous McDonald's. It's gone viral probably once or twice. I won't name the name, but if you know and you're from Ottawa, then that's all I gotta say. Now, this story takes place at McDonald's, and probably at the time, it still is like the worst parts of the town. And this was pretty dangerous too. Just to give an idea of like the type of place this was, basically, it was 24 hours, so you had, at night it was like moderate, not really, it was still unsafe, but at night it was probably the most unsafe it was. But basically it's like you had like your drug dealer in the corner, like 2 or 3 of those at night. You had like people ranging from like, well, like not just a regular homeless person, because we rarely had those, but like we would have mostly like homeless drunk people, homeless mentally ill people, homeless drug addicts, and then you throw in like drunk people in general. Keep in mind too, like we were located by like 3 or 4 homeless shelters and a bunch of like bars, so people coming in, basically like when you throw them all in at once at night, that's like not the best combination possible. So yeah, so we had that going, and like on average we would call the police pretty often. Like I remember there was like news coverage talking about how like the police, not even the police could even handle that spot. And literally like they were right, because I think at one point we generated the most 911 calls in Eastern Ontario, or all of Ontario. So that was like pretty, we didn't even know that, but once I found out, I wasn't really surprised, because like we'd be calling like all at night alone, probably like 4, 5, 6 times a night. That's not counting during the days. But yeah, anyways, so one night I'm working, and this dude, he comes up and he wants to use the washroom. And we had this washroom rule where basically like, well, it was my manager Marcia's rule. So she basically had this rule where nobody could use the washroom unless you looked like normal. Not that it's like discriminating against anyone, but it's just like, the second we let a homeless person use it, like we were gonna find like needles everywhere, and it would happen all the time. So it was just like, we would either find needles, the bathroom got messed up, or yeah, so either like we were not letting in any homeless person, drunk person, or just anything like that. And yeah, so, and even just people in general, you really wouldn't let them use it unless they really had to use it, which we made sure like they were in and out. So this guy asked to use the washroom, and I told him no, and he walks off, whatever. And when he came back, he asked if he had to like buy something to use the washroom. So my manager was like, all right, you know what, Chris, here's the keys, make sure you use the washroom, don't let anyone in. And like, basically that was another thing too, which is probably a story for another time, but if you let one person in, like, this would happen to me every time I would do, but whenever I let someone else use the washroom that like didn't ask, usually they were in there for like a good 20 minutes trying to smoke or trying to do some weird stuff, and it was a bad combination. But yeah, so anyways, I get the keys, and at the time I go up to the washroom door, and you know, I unlock it. And keep in mind too, like when this guy first interacted with me and I said no, like I was pretty harsh on my no, so I kind of felt that, like, you know what I mean, like I wasn't really trying to be friendly with him. I just told him straight up no. But anyways, on my way to the washroom, I see him giving my manager a 20, and when I saw that, I won't lie, I was pretty salty. I'm like, oh man, like, you know, I want a $20 bill too. But you know, I kind of thought, well, okay, well, this guy probably thinks that like I'm mean or something because I said no. But anyways, I open the washroom, he uses it, he goes out, and when I lock it, this guy now, as soon as I lock it, this guy gives me 20. So now I have a 20, and now I'm like, oh well, okay, no hard feelings. So now I have a 20. He walks back, he's waiting for his food, and this is where things got weird. So as soon as I lock the washroom, this guy goes up, he's waiting for his food, and he has his wallet on the counter, and then he knocks off his wallet, and then a bunch of, like, I can't count how many 20s, but a bunch of 20s start falling out, like a literal pile of 20s. And like basically people around him like knew that like this is, hey, like, you don't want to lose your money here because someone's gonna like steal your money, and like, yeah, like you don't want to lose your money there. So basically people are trying to help him put his money back in his wallet, and I thought like, okay, like, you know, he gets his money back, you know, I'll just keep walking. And as I'm walking by, out of nowhere he starts saying, no, like, you guys can have it. And then everyone around the lobby was kind of like shocked, so they basically, like, they're insisting, no, like, this is your money, but he just starts giving out 20s out of nowhere. So he's giving out 20s and 10s, he's giving out money to like customers waiting for their food, he's giving out money to like my coworkers. So at this point in the story, like, everybody has money, like every single person that walked in that restaurant like had money. By the time I get back to the counter and I'm at the cash, my boy Pino, he gives me a 10, and he tells me straight up, the guy told me to tell him thanks for letting me use the washroom. And I was like, yo, like, I just got a 20 from this guy and now I have a 10. And I was just like, oh, I have $30 now. So at this point, like, everyone's like, you know, hyped up. Like, all my coworkers, they have money. People in the lobby, they're getting 20s. Like, you know what I mean? And it was just like, it was a good shift up until that point. And then basically I go to the back to get something, and then, you know, everyone's laughing, having a good time. By the time I get up front, now this guy's giving out his ID, like, just straight up, he's giving out his ID to like anyone, whoever he can find, and now he's trying to buy people food. So he's coming up to us, asking us, can I use my health card to buy food for this guy? And like, we were just oh. But and at one point too, he even tried to give his phone away. So that's how off this guy was. But regardless, like whatever, we're just laughing it off. So everything after 10 minutes, everything settled down. This guy's money's, like I said, it's dried up. He has no more money to give out. He gave away all his IDs. His phone is basically gone. So this guy's basically nothing left. So pretty much this guy walks out, and we thought that everything was cool, or so we thought it was.